Okay, we're back with the seventh video of this series. I did not intend for it to take this long, but I'm covering some pretty good stuff that everybody's going to need to know anyway, so might as well continue with it. We're almost finished. So let's see, we've kind of created a header, we've created a background, we've created navigation for the site, and we've also managed to separate your homepage from your actual blog posts, which is actually cool. So now what we need to do is we need to kind of look at this section over here. This is a sidebar. And if you'll notice, it takes up quite a bit of space, not only on your blog page, but also on your home page. So depending on the theme that you choose, you can sometimes get rid of this on your home page and even in your blog post. But a lot of people like to keep the sidebar. And having a sidebar somewhere on your page can be an advantage or a disadvantage depending on what you want to do with your site. So in our case, I'm just going to teach you how to use the sidebar, which is actually very easy. So this thing is here, it's taking up space. You want to put content in here. So the way to do this is you're going to go to your dashboard and you're going to go to Appearance, and under Appearance you're going to look for something called Widgets. Right? So you can click here. And right now I'm going to show you how to add stuff to a sidebar, and then we'll look at how to remove a sidebar and stuff later. So you'll notice that you have a section called Sidebar here. And depending on this, all depends on your theme of how many sidebars you have or where it's located. So you can have it located to the left, to the right, or basically anywhere. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this empty sidebar here, and we're going to start putting stuff in here to kind of make it look interesting. So I'm going to say, well, I want my sidebar to have an image. So I'm going to click this image thing, and I'm just going to drag it in here. And then I'm going to click add image. And I'm going to go to my media library, and I might just choose to, I can choose to upload a file, or I can choose a file that's already here. So I'm just going to kind of choose this one because I'm lazy. And I can add a title. So I can say Dragon Ball Super new image or something like that. I normally you don't want to make the title that long. I'm just kind of randomly doing this at this time. So I can click that. I can save it, and then when I refresh my my live site, well, this picture shows up. So the cool thing about sidebars is I can actually add as many of these little elements as I want. So I can add a calendar. So basically everything is just kind of click and drag, and I can change the order. So I can say calendar, save, go to my live site, refresh, and now I have a calendar in here. So you kind of get the general idea that using widgets is not really that difficult. I have a video. Now what we're using right now is we're using the default widgets that are naturally come installed with WordPress. There are some that are specific to the theme. So the ones that are highlighted in blue are the ones that are specific to this theme that I'm using right now. So that's something that's very important to keep in mind. But the ones that don't have the blue outline are actually default by WordPress. So I can actually put a video in here too. But I'm not going to do that because I don't feel like uploading a video. So what we'll do, I'll save that for another section. So I could add a video in here if there was one that I was kind of interested in, upload that's already uploaded to my site. I can add a search bar to this. And then I can just type in a title, or I don't even have to type in a title. So, so if I refresh my live site, well, if you'll notice, these two widgets have have a title. So I've got super image, I've got calendar, but my search bar doesn't necessarily need a title. It's because it's got search in here. So I don't necessarily need to title it. So yeah, that's how widgets work in a sidebar. And so it's actually very easy to use. And widgets don't just go in the sidebar. You can put them in like headers. You can put them in your footers or in any of these sections that is basically located over here. So that's something that you'll have to experiment depending on which theme you've chosen for your site. Yeah, but that's how sidebars work. And this sidebar is active throughout this page. So it's active on the home page, it's active on the blog page, and it is also active on my Denosama posts, right? So basically, this thing pops up everywhere. Now, sometimes that can be good. Sometimes it can be a problem. So, say for example, I like my homepage, but I don't want this sidebar to pop up on my homepage. Like, for example, on my actual website, I don't have a sidebar on my homepage because it's just going to wind up taking up unnecessary space. So I managed to get rid of the sidebar on mine. So a lot of people are going to want to do that. So what you can do to get rid of this sidebar is you might want to edit your home page or any page that is active on. So to do that, you can go to Edit Page at the top of the screen, and this will let you edit any page that you are actually on viewing at the moment without having to go through the dashboard. And what I'm going to look for is I'm going to look for templates. And I'm going to go for full width. And I'm going to update this page. And then I'm going to click here to view page. And voila, that gets rid of my sidebar. So I can basically add more images here or whatever I need to, and that gives me access to the full length of this page without having that sidebar taking up unnecessary space. Let me show you how that works very quickly. Let's see, I'll do like add another image here, add a larger image maybe. So I'm not really uploading too many images for this because, well, I don't want to waste space on a site that I'm going to wind up getting rid of anyway. So I can add this image, like some more text here, and then I can update the page. And I can view my page. All right, so now I have full access to this page without my sidebar. And so that's something that is pretty cool because, like I said, there are some instances where you're not going to want a sidebar because it's going to take up a lot of space. So that's how widgets and sidebars work, and how you can actually add stuff to a sidebar or completely remove a sidebar from a page if you choose to do so. Completely up to your preferences. All right. So, in the next video, what we're going to look at is we're going to look at adding some additional functionality to your blog. Now, what we have here is we have like pages, we have navigation, we have posts, but occasionally, depending on what you want to actually do with your blog, some of the widgets, these widgets are pretty limited. So, because they might not necessarily have the functionality that you want or need for your completed website. So, for example, adding a video, if I don't upload any videos to my website directly, I cannot use this widget, right? Or can I use this widget? Bad example. Yes, I can use this widget if I know which video I want to upload. But at any rate, what we're going to do is I'm going to show you how to, the next stop in this video series is going to be about plugins and how to install and use plugins, right? So stay tuned for the next video, and I will see you there.